Hello my friends, this is Mark from superagates.com, and today I'm polishing fluorite. Fluorite is a soft material and it sometimes can be difficult to get a polish that isn't frosted. And I'm going to show you my method of doing it. This is what it should look like when it's finished. It is just beautiful stuff. Just beautiful, colorful glass polish. Translucent. You can see through it. I love this stuff. But this is what it should look like when it's finished. This is what we start with. Now, many of you know that fluorite is very soft, so it's a somewhat difficult stone to work, but it's not really that hard. So today I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'm going to use a 12-pound Lortone tumbler because, in essence, that's what most of you might have. So we'll load this fluorite in the tumbler. We'll add a little bit of ceramics. Now, I don't normally use ceramics, but for fluorite, I will. So that's about as full as I fill it. I put a little water in. Because it's fluorite, it will produce more sludge than the average one because it's softer, so I add a little extra water just for fun. Most of the time, tumbling is more or less an art. It's not necessarily perfect every time. Everything's different. So I've got 7 ounces of 60/90 grit. If it were agate, I'd use a lot more. I always put in finished jet dry. Little slurp of that makes cleanup easy. And then we finish by putting the lid on. Get it down tight. And we are ready for the first stage. And when that's done, I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so we have the 60/90 in the fluorite. It's been running for 5 days, which is way under what I'd normally run it, but the fluorite is soft. Undoubtedly all the grit won't be used, but it'll be enough to round them, and we'll see what they look like after the 60/90. Let's open this up and see how they came out. Obviously I pre-loosened it. Get the lid off here. And of course there's a lot of grit in there, and I knew there would be. That's okay. I like to wash the lid off right away. Let me move this back a bit. We'll pull this in. Got a little colander here. Let's dump this in and see what we can get. That foam is from the jet dry. Now normally I do not use ceramics in the rough grind. But when I'm doing this fluorite, I want maximum cushioning, and there's nothing better than that. You can sort of see how they came out, and boy, isn't it pretty stuff. Just lovely. That's not bad at all. So what we'll do is we'll put that in a bucket with a little water. We'll put some water in a bucket here. And we will sort those out In fact, you sort of get the idea of it. You can see how pretty they are and how rounded they are. Now, the rough, we started with rough like this, and now we're down to that. You can see how much it did in just that 5 days. They're fairly jagged and they're fairly smooth. So the next step is for me to run these through on 220. The 220 has a lot of grinding action as well, but it'll be smoother and ready for the next grit, which is 1500 for me. So let's, I won't bore you with loading a tumbler again, but I'm going to load this into the 220 and we'll run 220 and see how it comes out. So we have now finished the 220, and as you can see, they're a lot more rounded. I had them in there for a week, and they are not bad at all. Look good. They're smooth to the touch, starting to look like something worth something. And just for fun, I'll spray them down here, and they come alive. Just look at that. If that doesn't excite you, then you don't like fluorite. So they're through the 220, and now we're ready to go to 1500 because they need to have a pre-polish. And the further along you go, the more cushioning you need, which means that you'll have fewer stones in your tumbler. So you have to sort them. And it may take several loads to get to the point because you want to use a lot of ceramics with it. Ceramics, polish, jet dry, and of course the target rock. So now we go on to 1500 and I'll show you what those look like in a moment. We have now finished the 1500 grit. And this is what they look like, and you may say, well, they don't look any different than before. But if you feel them in your hands, you can sure tell the difference. They're just velvety soft in your hand. In fact, some people like them this way. But they are ready to go to polish, and I would say that I use perhaps 50 to 70% ceramics to the rocks. It's probably close to 70%. And that's for cushioning. I don't use rock. I can't use my small pieces of carnelian. It has to be the non-abrasive ceramics. So I'll wet them down for fun so you can see that they do look nice. And hopefully that's what we get when they're polished. I mean, they're I don't know how you feel about it, but oh, there goes one. I just love fluorite. Lovely. And happy that we're getting a polish on it. Now the polish is done. The polish I finish in a vibratory tumbler. And there again, I use a tremendous amount of ceramics to cushion. So we're going to see how these turned out. It's a small hopper, but it only takes 3 days and they're ready to go. Maybe sometimes even 2 days. So let's have a look and see how it came out. So when I do them, this may be a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks effort in tumbling. It's not hard at all. But you can see how pretty they are. Oh. And I can tell they're as smooth and slippery. They are finished. Just look at that. Isn't that something? And you can sort of see I use a lot of ceramics in order to get the finished pieces. And that is, and I use jet dry and everything. Everything. Oh yeah. That is going to be exceptional. It's not hard to take them out. There's very little material here, actually. It's not like the big or giant tumblers where it takes a lot of effort to sort them out. Fluorite has a perfect cleavage, and so you'll find that there's times that you'll get breakages. But I think that this will turn out really well. That's what this 3-day period produced right there. So we'll dry these off. We'll have a look at them, and you can sort of see my process. My process 60-90, 220, 1500 grit with excessive amounts of ceramic and a vibratory tumbler to finish them. Sure appreciate you watching. Let's have a look at the polished. So now these are the finished, dried, polished fluorite. Couldn't be happier. Just lovely material. I mean, some of them are just to die for color-wise. Isn't that something? I'm very happy with it. I only get a few at a time, but it only takes 2 to 3 days to get here, and I run several barrels at a time. I find it is so much fun to do it. I don't mind. It's a lot of fun when you get to the polish stage. But sure appreciate you watching. And here, I think what we'll show you is groups of how they ran from rough all the way through. This is a shot of a group of each grit size. So here we have the rough. The rough as it came out of the sack. This is after the 5 days of 60-90. This is a week of 220. And about 5 to 7 days of 1500 with lots of ceramic. And of course the polished, which is just to die for. So lots of fun. Again, if you have any questions, I'd really be happy to answer any questions. Just put it in the comment section. Thanks again for watching. This is Mark at superagates.com.